my car is still gone at the Tesla service center. Part of this footage that you're going to see with me actually with my car using the jack pads, this was recorded a few weeks ago, and the rest of this video I am having to do while my car is still in service. But I've already had to wait so long to do this video, I'm just going to try to do the best that I can and review these with my car gone. Tesla jack pads are extremely important. I have already opened them because I have already actually used them, and this is the actual review, not an unboxing. As soon as I got these, I opened them up and I did a lot of research and I did a lot of testing to make sure that these were actually good quality. Tesla jack pads are an absolute necessity accessory for your car. The reason I did not include this in my accessories video when I did it is because I didn't think that I would actually need these, because anytime I have a problem with my car, I just call the Tesla service center or the Tesla mobile service and I have them come do whatever they need to do. So I didn't feel like I would ever actually need jack pads. But then I realized when I go on road trips or something like that, I probably do need to have some jack pads in my car. These are super important because you cannot put your car on a jack without having jack pads, because it will mess up the undercarry of your car and it could potentially mess up your battery, because there is just a plastic cover that goes over your battery pack. And so if the jack slips forward, it could potentially really damage that battery, and you do not want to do that. These jack pads will fit every Tesla model that there is. I have seen these in aluminum and I have seen them in rubber or silicone. I had to do a lot of research and ask a lot of people because I had no idea. I'm like, do these need to be aluminum so that they're sturdy? Is aluminum even sturdy enough? It's super, super heavy. And, or does it need to be silicone, but is silicone strong enough? Like, is it just going to split in half if you jack the car up with this much weight? So I asked a lot of people and I did a lot of research before I actually am doing this video. Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer and you're going to be jacking your car up yourself, or if you take your car to somewhere like Discount Tire or something like that for either a flat or to have them rotate your tires or something, they are going to need these specific jack pads to jack your car up on the lifts. So all of the jack pads that I've seen have come with 4 jack pads in here, and that is for the reason that if you take these to some kind of service center, whether it's Tesla, Discount Tire, whatever, then when they jack your car up, they can put 4 pads on the 2 lifts and lift your car up simultaneously with all these pads. So you do need 4 of them, not just 1. These pads here specifically are by TOPFIT. They do sell them on Amazon. They are $23.99 with Amazon Prime, and they also have their own website as well where you can go purchase it. The case is actually really nice. Basic, but it's not really cheap. I mean, it's actually a decent little case. Zipper is very smooth. It doesn't snag or anything. You open it up, and this is what it looks like. They are kind of dirty because, like I said, I've already used them. Now, these I actually jacked my car up with them. So these are brand new. They're smooth, right? I haven't used them. And then this is actually the shape underneath your car, and I'll show you all that when I show me actually using these jack pads. But this is one major reason that you absolutely need rubber or silicone jack pads, not aluminum in my opinion, because the car where you place these on your car, it is not a flush surface. There is this weird groove going on underneath your car, and that's why you need something a little bit squishy. Oh, you know what? It does needs to be rubber. Whoops. Hold on, technical difficulties here. It's actually squished around this groove right here. There's a groove on both sides. So it actually is good that these are silicone, so it can mold around that groove right there, and that keeps it from sliding forward and hitting your battery that's right here. Which this is just a plastic kind of cover here over the battery.
Rubber doesn't slide either.
And this company actually, the owners have Teslas, and that's why they make stuff for Tesla, is because they love their own Tesla. Not just some random company making stuff for a car that they don't own and know about. And I also had my dad and my brother look at these and help me jack the car up and kind of review them a little bit, and they both approved of these jack pads, which means a lot to me because I pretty much trust everything that my dad and my brother say when it comes to cars. So it is compressed just a tiny bit, but
Not much.
Not much at all. Looks pretty sturdy to me.
So
Especially if you're on uneven ground like this.
I would call those a winner.
A winner! Woohoo! You want to get me?
Chicken dinner.
Still stuck in there. And then we're gonna turn clockwise for it to come out. And I don't see any issues with it. This didn't bend, it didn't break, it didn't crack. However, I did find one major issue with these. I'm going to explain that in detail. The first time that I went and put this in my car, it was fine. It stuck in, it held in, and I was like, okay, that's cool. And then I had to wait to go to my family's house to use their jack. I got to their house, put it in, no issues. But then when we were messing with it again more, a different one, and I started going like this, there is a groove here that holds the O-ring. And what happens is if you squish this O-ring down completely into the groove, there is no diameter difference between this black knob nipple part and the O-ring. And the O-ring is what's supposed to hold this in the hole underneath your car. The reason that you need these to stay in place on their own is because you insert this under the car and then you put the jack underneath it, line the jack up, and then lift the car. If you try to let this sit on the jack and then try to place this tiny little thing perfectly in that hole into your car, it ain't gonna happen. It's nearly impossible. You have to move the jack a few millimeters, and then you have to look underneath the car, make sure the nipple's lined up with the hole, and then move the jack again, and then try to jack it up, and then it's a little bit, it doesn't work. So after I messed with them for a while, what happened was I pushed the O-ring completely into this groove around here, and then it has nothing to hold this puck into the car. It just kept falling right back out of the hole like this. It wouldn't stay in. Let's do this one more time. If I can find the hole here. So when you stick it in, if you just stick it in real hard like this, it will just fall back out. But if you stick it in and you turn counterclockwise, very gently, it should stay in. It's not staying in. You want to hold it? Okay, here. I told the company, I said, look, I got this to work the first time, and then I don't know what happened, but I couldn't get these to stay in the car after I used them. So we went back and forth. The company was very understanding. They explained things very well. They actually cared. And, after explaining to them with me measuring, the diameter of this, the diameter of the hole in the bottom of the car, I'm like, this diameter is about 1 millimeter or so smaller than the hole in the car. Then they explained to me, so you have to use either your fingernail or some kind of tool or something. Okay, I got it. So you want to kind of basically take it out of the groove like this, and then gently let it like flop on there. And then now you see the red O-ring is actually 1 millimeter in diameter bigger now because it's loosely fit onto this groove. It's not pushed all the way down into the groove. This 1 millimeter is the difference between this staying in the car while you're trying to line up your jack and it falling straight out and you losing your freaking mind on the side of the road or wherever you're trying to jack your car up. So I told the company this. I said, look, these are fantastic, amazing jack pads for an amazing price. I tested them out. They work very, very well. However, you've got to somehow fix this O-ring problem. It's too small. They said, thank you so much for explaining that issue to us. We have had other people mention this and we didn't fully understand what they were talking about because we were able to get them to work whenever we made the product and manufactured it, but for some reason people were having issues. And it's because all of us keep going like this and messing with them and squishing this down. So this is a loosely fit O-ring here. And then this is when you play with it and squish it down. You see how you can see the red part and then you can't see the red part. So this one would stay in my car, no issues, work perfect. This one keeps falling back out. They said that they are going to work on it and fix it. It sucks because they're fantastic aside from that little O-ring. It's a very, very cheap fix. You could fix it yourself. But I think jack pads are super, super important. And this wasn't something that I could just pull them out of the box and say, yeah, these look cool and they look good. It's something that you need to take seriously because this could be a serious safety issue. And, you know, I've been known to be dramatic, but I mean, when you think about it, if you've got somebody on the side of the road, in the rain, in the mud, on a slant on the side of the freeway with traffic whizzing by going 75 miles an hour, and you're trying to jack your car up because you're on a road trip and you got a flat, you need them to work properly. Just when you get them, go ahead and take a pin and loosen all the O-rings. And then just place them back in the thing after you've loosened all the O-rings, and then just leave them like that in your car. That way they're always ready to go. Don't squish them and play with them a million times like I did. Other than that, these work very well. Pads are important. They need to be good quality. They need to be safe. They need to work well. And they need to allow you to do your job quickly and efficiently in a bad situation. It's not a review that I can take lightly. Overall, I think that these are great jack pads. The integrity is good. The make is good. It handles the pressure very well. It's just rubbery enough that it actually protects the car and keeps the jack pad and the jack in place so that it doesn't slip and bust through your battery and cause a serious expensive issue. I hope I didn't bash these too much. I had no issues with them aside from them just being able to hold themselves into the car. And as long as you loosen up that O-ring, it will solve all of your problems, and they are a fantastic deal and made very, very well. I hope y'all enjoyed this review. Y'all be safe, take care, and I will see you next time.